It is a condition, a necessary condition for thinking and reflecting with meaningful and sensual words and clear and distinct ideas, to know that we have no future. There might be a tomorrow, but we have no future about which we can say anything, about which we have any power. That we are radically powerless and engage in conversation because we want to find out ways of extending our budding friendships to others who with us can enjoy the experience of their own powerlessness and our joint powerlessness. I know only one way how to transform us meaning always those whom I can touch and come close to. Let's celebrate, really celebrate, enjoy consciously, ritually, openly the permission to be alive at this moment.
Christ, Melanie, I'm trying to sleep, goddammit. Every fucking day.
May the Lord be with you. Reading from the Gospel of Luke. Yesterday, I was writing this sermon about the parable of the Good Samaritan. I was on the bus from Gatineau. It was well on its way. But I must have drunk more coffee than usual. Yes, I did. and I had to go to the bathroom. Badly, very badly. It became quite painful. And that pushed all spiritual reflection right out of mine. It almost pushed me off the bus. So I rushed into the toilet at the terminus and, ooh, what sweet relief. And the funny thing is that if pain had just made me forget the spiritual life, pleasure now makes me laugh at it. I laughed out loud, just like a child. Laughed at myself laughing. I couldn't help it. All of us were children once. Weren't we? Now, you may be wondering, what does this mean? What am I getting at? What it does mean is that a new dimension of love opens up before us. A new way of regarding ourselves and each other. A new respect for the human flesh. God becoming flesh. That represents a monumental turning point. Our take on the world is changed forever. How we love is changed forever.
I can't give you an answer right now. Of course I want to come down there to check it out, but... Well, anyway, you know the last thing I want is to be a burden. Well, you got your own stuff to worry about, right? Yes. I've had a couple of shows. I wouldn't exactly call it a recording studio, but... Everyone always tells me the same damn thing, even Dad. I just don't see it. Look, bottom line, I just don't know if it's what I really want. I'm sorry. I'm just no good at putting it into words right now. Maybe when school starts up again, okay? Sure. I miss you too, man. Take care of yourself. Okay.
Yeah, hi, Sarah. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, you gotta see this place to believe it. Nah, this is gonna be easy. It's gonna be like taking candy from a fucking baby. Never seen so many inbred retards in my life. Oh yeah, and Sarah, do me a favor. Yeah, tell that fucking prick Phil to get off my back for 5 minutes. Okay. 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 Talk to you later.
With the Christian message of faith and love and reaching out, a new way has become possible here and now. Loving each other, my other unto me. But who is the other? At the end of the parable, Jesus was asked, who is that person that I call neighbor? How do you know who your neighbor is? As human beings, we've been given the gift of free will. We are absolutely free to choose from whom we accept the possibility of love. I freely choose whom I will love or not. There are no guidelines. There's no way of seeing or saying who my neighbor ought to be. But by not responding to you when you reach out to me, I personally offend God. We have that terrible feeling when facing each other that we've become two television screens, two cameras, two machines. How do we recapture that experience, that essence of love? Not in the abstract sense of spirit or concept, but through action, through living it in the flesh. Intentions without actions, that's empty. It's worth nothing. Open your eyes and really see that which is before you.
I know that, Phil. I know that, Phil. I know.
Shake it up, come on, shake it up for me.
No, George told me to use cash. No. Don't work. The guy's a real sap. He'll go for that figure. No, not the first figure, the second figure. We knew that when we came up with the first figure. No, it's not my fault. No. It's not my fault that...
Your $12
Ask
a month
Sarah.
will provide medical care, clothing, food,
Phil, ask Sarah.
and so much more. In return, you will receive the love of your child and the joy that comes from giving
Phil.
them a chance at a better life.
Phil,
This beautiful little girl is Michelle. She lives overseas with her family in this horrible slum. Michelle must walk these rocky, filthy streets barefoot because her family is so poor they can't even afford a pair of shoes. Please, call the number on your screen now. We'll send you this information kit absolutely free, without any obligation, with a photo and family history of a special little boy
Terrible.
who needs your love.
Oh no, it is not. That is real fucking life, man.
well, yeah, I know, of course. I only meant that nobody should have to live that way. They're innocent kids, you know? Just because they were born in some shithole of a country.
Oh, you are wanting to say how people are supposed to live. You are wanting to play God. Ooh. I've never met that girl.
don't even know her name. Do you? Listen, I will be telling you the truth about it. Back in the 80s, when Ethiopia got on the TV with the pictures of the fucking, the bloated bellied children, in India, maybe no one was admitting it. But we were kicking ourselves that we hadn't thought of it first. and who knows? Maybe that little brown tumor on the TV screen is Indian, and maybe it is African. Maybe it is in the middle of the desert, and maybe it is in Hollywood studio. It is just a picture, man. Where I come from, we don't dish out our rupees to poor sons of bitches 10 million miles away just because we feel guilty about the size of our bellies.
Feel it. Really feel it in your guts, the way the Samaritan felt it deep in his belly. This is not a spiritual relationship. It is a real, physical, lived experience. A gift from one to another. A freedom to hear, sense what the other wants from me. Expects with a sense of surprise from me at this moment. So much misery, emptiness. Give me the courage and the strength to continue. Make me an instrument of your wisdom. Help me. Help me understand.
What do you think makes a better bedtime story? What about, I don't know, small-time, second-generation girl rhymes her way to fame and fortune in big, shiny New York City with lots of lights?
No.
Okay. What if I tried...
No.
Oh, my savior. Hey. How you been?
Oh, just fine. Busy.
Dad's in the back room. Okay. He's still not so strong in the mornings. The rest of them are out there. They usually eat around noon. Hot dogs are in the fridge, but mostly they take care of themselves.
Right. Okay.
I think that's about it. I really gotta get going, huh? I shouldn't be too long. An hour, 2 at the most, okay?
Okay.
Thanks again.
Everything with God grows.
Oh. Sounds like a prophecy to me.
The riddle of the Sphinx. Call me when you figure it out.
All right. Hi, kids.
I need this, okay, for you. Can I see?
A no man's land between promises and reality. Disembodied, mindless, cruel, self-serving, life-denying. Where is the love?
Employability training for the unemployable. Laziness is a disease in this country.
So you're a refugee. Managed to find work?
You are a sheltered man, Mr. Al. You see, at first I thought I had to find a job. But that was before I learned that we are not allowed. Do you know what social worker Jones said to me at the refugee center? You are not capable of working because you have been through too much. You are too calm and content. Obvious signs of denial. It made her sad that I was okay. She kept asking me if I was abused, who abused me, and how many times. After a while, I thought, hey, abused? Oh, yes. Many times. So she smiles and sits me down to watch the bridges of Madison County so I can learn to cry. So now I am deeply in denial. And I'm putting off rage and acceptance for whenever they become disorders too.
Yeah, but listen, Izzy. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not judging you or anything, okay? But don't you know that that's exactly what gives immigrants a bad name in this country? We see it on the news all the time. People exploiting the system.
Exploiting the system. Listen, at least I'm doing something. Without me, how could you smell the stink around here? All this technology just to cut off your own balls. You know, sometimes I am feeling like I am the only lonely boner in Montreal with the slightest idea about freedom. Services. centers, institutions. Do you know? Do you remember how to be free?
But it's all appearances. Suddenly the Earth's got a lot of big problems, a lot of pollution, a lot of poisons in the atmosphere. They keep killing animals, they keep putting out the chemicals, but nobody wants them. They're all scared to eat the food, scared to drink the water. Oh, don't be scared, it's urban dread. Here, have some Prozac. Suppression of reality. One big pollution, the car, oil. Stop using oil cars. Oh, we'd like to clean up, but we can't. Nothing else works. There's not enough energy from the wind. There's not enough energy from the sun. Sorry. Got to use gas. Lots of it. Maybe it ain't so bad. Maybe the Earth can survive. What? Maybe it's all a myth, global warming. There's probably some mechanism in it that'll make things cooler again. Cold, even. I worked out the formula of extinction, the curve of extinction on the net. It was a very simple formula. You take one acceptable risk, you see, and you put it over 100, and then you take the next one and add it and put it over 100, and you add them all up, and when it reaches 100, you're extinct.
When your world comes tumbling down, all the pieces are spinning around. Somewhere inside you've got to find hope. 'Cause through the pain you cannot be free. Through the guilt you cannot feel love. Through the shame you cannot see light. Not even on the clearest night. And when old tears haunt new sleep, when old fears taunt new dreams, when old words make blood run cold, you got to face it, you can't just let go. Trust me, I know too well. I feel I know too well. Some days I seem to know too well. These days I feel I know so well. So when your world comes tumbling down, all the pieces are spinning around. Somewhere inside you've got to find hope. 'Cause through the shame you cannot be free. Through the pain you cannot feel love. Through the guilt you cannot see light. shining on the clearest night. And when old tears haunt new sleeps, when old fears taunt new dreams, when old words make blood run cold, you got to face it. You can't just let go. I know. I know.
Ay, Hanoi pig.
True. Hanimabunga. Hanipili.
I don't know either, Pia. I was asked that big question again this morning. You'd think I'd be used to it by now, but each time it's like I'm hearing it for the first time. You'd think I'd be able to just blurt out the answer without thinking, but I just freeze. A long-time parishioner, Madame André. Her son, Michel, he's been in the hospital for many months being treated for bone cancer. She came up to me this morning. She told me that he's dying. And the doctors wanted to know when his heart stops. Did she want him brought back? And with this desperate, pleading look in her eyes, she said to me, "Father, tell me, please, tell me God exists." And I just froze. I stared at her blankly and said nothing. After a second or two, all that came out of my mouth was, "You and Michel will be in my prayers. Rest assured he's getting the best care possible." And she seemed somewhat reassured by my answer. She thanked me. And she walked away. What's wrong with me? Does God exist, Madame André? Yes, of course. I imagine so. I know that's what I should have said.
Next thing you know, she is being musculoskeletal healthcare assistant over at Holy Saint, what's his name, downtown. I'm passing through town today, and when I see her through the window, massaging this old lady's flabby ass with oil. I'm quite serious. Her ass. The same hand she uses to touch my daughter. Stroking the dead flesh of human corpses. You know, my mother always told me that a man had to be careful about what he does with his hands, what he touches. So I just walked away.
I know what you mean. When I was a kid, my grandmother used to come to visit. couldn't bear to watch you was something shameless about this 80-year-old human being who was once so beautiful, so strong, shoveling oatmeal over dentures. What I used to do is put my elbow up on the table so I wouldn't have to watch it. She was clearly in so much pain, so finished with her life. Fucking doctors wouldn't let her go. They'd strip away all her fucking dignity. And we looked in her eyes.
Well, my friend, personally, I am never being afraid of death. It is all in God's hands.
Pia, did I ever tell you why or how I became a priest?
What?
In the Bible, there's a story about Elijah.
Oh, I know Elijah Lakupampanan.
Well, my Elijah was a great prophet. Like a anyokok. Anyokok. And he was waiting for a sign from God. He was waiting to hear God's voice. So a great wind came and tore the mountains apart. And then a fierce earthquake followed by a firestorm. But still, he didn't hear the voice. But then, suddenly, when everything became perfectly quiet, he heard a gentle whisper. A still, small voice within. Now, you may not believe this, but a similar thing happened to me. My whole life I was trying to see it, to have it, the proof. As a young man, I remember seeing those pictures taken from space on TV. And the blue planet. I was so overwhelmed by the sight. I thought, wow, look at that. That's got to be proof of something. That. As if that was enough. As if God was an idea. I was wrong. One day I just had this feeling. This feeling deep inside me, like a whisper. Speaking to me, calling me. So gently.
Like the Great Spirit?
Yeah, that's right. You know, Pia, that's one of the things I loved most about the North. The quiet, the timelessness. I really thought that was where I could best serve God. But after a while, it just became too much, too heartbreaking, too shameful. Wasn't strong enough to deal with the sins of the father anymore. The wreckage left behind by my own church and its residential schools. The perversion of faith. Yesterday it was smallpox blankets and the Bible. Today it's 32-inch television sets and mountains of cash. People so far gone that they only know what something is by the instructions on the label. If you ain't useful, you ain't no use. If something hasn't got a purpose for the greed machine, it ain't worth shit.
I don't like meeting with the community. And I felt the same as an artist. When they invited me to college and they were going to do Canadian Council grants, they said, Jeff, these are your peers. I said, no, they're not. You know, I'm a different kind of animal. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm an alien or whatnot, but you bore me to tears. You know what I mean? I want to do functional art and so this stuff with science in it, and you're just doing acceptable shit to me. And I'm sorry, I don't want to let on because I'll bring down your party. So have your party without me, drink your wine, you know, eat your dinners. I'll go around in my bicycle and dig in the garbage like I do for strange riches and whatnot, and we'll all be happy. But no, I'm not happy going to your parties. I'm not happy watching you and talking to you. I'm not. I don't consider you should be judging my artwork for grants and whatnot, you know? I don't agree on your valuations. I don't think you have any background to evaluate me. Sorry. Golden Rule says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. People forget they don't study enough religions. Confucius and Lao Tzu said, do not do unto others what you would not have them do unto you, right? And so did Hillel. So a few religions go with the one, and a few religions go with the other. You know, somebody comes and they want to give you biotech food and you don't want it, apply the negative golden rule. There's other times you find somebody falling by the road, lift them up, take them home, give them some chocolate bread or something, or some nuts, you know? Treat them nice, get them back on their feet. Whichever gives the most life, the positive or the negative one. Let that be your guide.
wanna fucking...
Yan! Father Yan!
Gracie, little Gracie, mon Dieu, ça fait longtemps. You look great. Haven't seen you in how many years? What have you been doing?
Getting by, I suppose. My dad still runs a drop-off center for kids, you remember. Anyway, I've been helping him out a little bit. But there are fewer and fewer kids lately, and the parents... I've been thinking it might just be time for me to move on. I just don't know quite where. I've been writing a bit lately, nothing serious, you know.
I always thought you had tremendous creativity.
Thank you. Yan, how have you been doing?
Fine, just fine. Maybe a little tired these days, but always working, keeping busy. How's your father anyway?
He's okay. He had a bout of pneumonia last winter, but you know him. Actually, he just lost his brother recently, and it's been really hard on him. Listen, I gotta get going, but I'm performing tonight at the Lion d'Or Theater, and it's free, and, well, I'd be really happy if you could come.
Fantastic.
Oh, it was really good seeing you, and I hope to see you tonight.
Thank you. Yes.
when old fears taunt new dreams, when old worries make blood run cold. You've got to face it. You can't just let go. I know. Just, I know. I know. All I am, I know.
Par-dessus la peur de se perdre chaque jour. Laisse tomber les chaînes qui causent ta...
Fuck. Jesus Christ. You lousy cocksucker! Where is he? Where is he? Brune. Kitty la. Oh, fuck, bitch. Son of a bitch! Jesus. Hello?
It is God. Maybe you should be checking the briefcase, dummy. Be careful what you do with your hands, my friend.
Listen, Izzy.
Je suis un peu lune et commis voyageur. I'm a bit moon and a bit traveling salesman. And my specialty is that of finding those hours that have lost their clock. There are hours which have drowned, des heures qui se noient. And there are other hours which have been eaten up by cannibals. And I even know a bird which drinks them. And others have been made into commercial tones. But I am a bit moon and a bit traveling salesman. And I look for those which have lost their clock.
If Jesus should come and knock on my door, he'd find it locked up, my heart nailed to the wall. I don't know how much longer I can sit by quietly and watch this evil. Be strong, Yan. You're doing what you're doing, and that's enough. It's not enough. But what then? Throw in the towel. Wrap it up. Curse the world. Wander the desert like a lunatic hermit. Go live in the woods. Yes. Thomas Merton did it. No. Oublie ça. Forgive me, Father, forgive my anger. I am not myself today. In vino veritas.
Thank you so much. I'd like to finish tonight with a new piece. It's a little rough, but I hope you'll enjoy it. And I'd like to dedicate it to a man you might know, Père Yann Boisjoli. I'd hoped he'd come tonight, but, well, you all can just tell him that I was thinking about him and of some of the things that we used to talk about when I was just a little girl growing up right around here. Grade 10 was the first year I taught him. It was 2 years after his grandfather died, and his childlike eyes still weren't wide the way they'd been when his granddad was still alive. Had a storm cloud on his brow with dark skies overhead, but they were bringing no rain to that part of him dead. For a whole year he sat at the back of my class, listless, disinterested, shaking his head. And soon, like a wounded animal, he began gnawing at those mental manacles, hollering. He didn't want to be bound to a desk and forced to sit round when he was wired for sound. The smartest kid in the class, just scraping past, a bright spark gone dark with no plans to embark on any kind of career. Oh, he'd spent too many years hanging out with his grandfather, this old Jamaican barber people call the Pelican.
But could you even perceive? Receive it. run to your doctor to ask if this sensation were normal. Am I hearing voices, or is this an epiphany? What the hell is wrong with rage? Am I not human? Was not your son flesh and blood when he raged against a generation of vipers? Don't make me ashamed. I'm not to blame. I am marooned amongst a horde of zombies who do not even know they're dead. A glimmer of truth would not compute in their silicone skulls. Do you expect them to hear the still, small voice? A soft knock at their door. Oh, Lord, how have they chosen to live? Chosen to shatter the beautiful balance of paradise for knowledge, and cleverly woven such a web of cleverness. Clever clones stuck in a money comb. How does it go? Flow with no. Go with the fucking flow. Fish are not fascists. They're swift, sensual, sensible, sensitive. They swim. Swim. They let nothing happen without them. Let nothing happen without you. Swim, my friend. Sense. Get like a feel free to choose to live the love that God kindles deep down in you. The love from the eyes of one afflicted. Have faith, sois fidèle. Betray not that scrap of goodness, a glimmer of godliness that glows in the flesh of this human wreckage dumped in the ditch.
For a whole year he went skulking through the rain down those curbs and streets, twisting his pain into words and beats, huddling on the front steps of neighborhood depths, drunk on cheap wine, chanting while his friend Trey clapped time. Traffic grid, the lock, front a bricks box, a prison block, cells in a row, neighborhood Jim Crow. All them streets are straight, them lawns well mowed. Dictator castrate everything. Everything where God grow, every block a plan, each park engineer. Earth like Caliban, man enslaved where him a fear. Can't see nothing not made by man's hands. Soon him start thinking, of me create the land.
Oh, Jesus. They strung you up to the nearest tree to drag you down to earth. Made you, dear Lord of heaven, dread your death just like the rest of us. Forsaken. Evil sons of bitches knew exactly what you were doing. And what would they do with me? Sorry, Father, but we got life and death under control. It's under our domain now. The world is ours. Life's sweat, we make it. To hell with this man-made life. This is what we live by the law of the mind, by values. The green stuff. What's it with this stuff? Your wife, what's she worth? You value your kids, your home, your soul. Tell me, how much for this stuff? How much? How much? Help me, Father. Help me. I'm tempted to curse your incarnation. Watch out, brothers. The devil, like a hungry shark, turns around and looks whom he might devour. And no one is keeping watch on this dark night. I have no brother. No other. It's dull in our town since my playmates left. I can't forget that I'm bereft. All the pleasant sights he said they'd see. The piper also promised me. He led us, he said, to a joyous land, joining the town close at hand, where fountains gushed and fruit trees grew, and everything was strange and new. Finding myself anew in each and every other that I chose to love.
There ain't a goddamn day when I don't look at my life and say, this is really the only fucking way.
What is it I know now? Only that we are frail, like leaves in the wind. Always so likely to fall and fail. As fragile as nature itself. A child would understand. I understood it. My playmates we didn't know we knew, and now I know I don't know. I love you, Jesus. That I do. All is not lost. But that's all. I'm not able to feel you there in the stranger who comes to my door. Lord, let me love another.
You must never give up. Somewhere beneath the ashes, as long as that person is alive, there is a little bit of remaining fire. You must blow. Carefully, very carefully, blow and blow. You'll see it lights up. If it takes fire again or not. You mustn't worry. All you have to do is to blow.
It's hard to feel you're not alone. The fear is real. In you are both. We know but don't. We sense but won't admit the truth. Accept the risk. You've hit a wall. Life's cut you up. You've had too much, but not enough of wasted hope and misplaced faith. You're sinking low. You're falling down. The heel of touch. A hand to kiss. The speed of love. An eye's caress. A ragged heart. A naked soul. A crushing life. I know it's hard to feel you're not alone. The fear is real. In you are both. We know but don't. We sense but won't admit the truth. Accept the risk. You've hit a wall. Life's cut you up. You've had too much, but not enough of wasted hope heart, a naked soul, a crushing life. I know it's hard to feel you're not alone. The fear is real. In you I both. We know but don't. We sense but won't admit the truth. Accept the risk. You've hit a wall. Life's caught you up. You've had too much, but not enough of wasted hope and misplaced faith. You're sinking low. You're falling down the healer's touch. A hand to kiss, the speed of love, an eye's caress, a ragged heart, a naked soul, a crushing life. I know